for a long time. And it's nice to be back. You know, I was here not too long ago. Doesn't say everything, but it says something. Maybe it says, let's give him one more chance, right? See if he can get it right this time. But I'm delighted to have all of you here. We're going to spend the day together. I feel two major responsibilities, and I'm sure you can guess what those are. Number one is to make sure you get your money's worth, right? When you shell out your cash, especially these days, you want to make sure you get full value for the money you spent. And I know the tab for the seminar was not that much, pretty modest. Most of you, your tips for the week, right? So it wasn't that much, but I want you to be able to say when you walk out of here today, it was worth my money. But my biggest responsibility is to make sure you get your time's worth. And the reason I say that is because time is more valuable than money. In fact, you might start your notes with that. Time is more valuable than money. You can get more money, but unfortunately you can't get more time. If somebody asks you to spend your money, that's pretty easy, right? We live in America. We're wealthy. So the money's not the problem. But what if somebody asks you to spend a day, right? You got to think that over carefully. And I know you did. I wouldn't waste one of my days, not for anybody, not for anything. Once I understood how valuable they were, I don't waste any. But to make an investment like today of your money and your time, I appreciate that. Today's going to be costly for me. It's going to cost me one of my days to be here, right? And some money, of course. But, you know, I don't need the money. I take the money, but I don't need the money. But guess what I do need? The time. So I'm here not to just joke with you. I'm here not to just tell some funny stories and give a performance and walk away. I'm here to give you some value, and I want to make it worth your time. I'm going to invest a day. You're going to invest a day. Let's get the most out of it and see what we can walk away with today. Anyway, for you that have not seen me before, just very briefly, let me just tell you my story. I grew up in Idaho, farm country, southwest corner of Idaho. In fact, my father still lives on the old homestead where I grew up. He'll be 89 his next birthday. He still hasn't retired. I'm proud of my dad. He's never been ill. He's really something. I'm trying to get him to retire this year. Tell him I'm here to retire when you're 88. And he says, hey, talk to me in 10 years, right? I might be ready. But anyway, I went to high school. I graduated. I went to college 1 year. Halfway through my second year of college, I decided I was smart enough, so I quit. One of my major mistakes. I should have stayed in school. But I thought, heck, you know, I'm smart enough to get a job. That's what life's all about, right? Get a job, pay your bills, work hard, stay out of trouble, keep your fingers crossed, hope for the best. And I figured I was at least prepared to do that, so I quit college and went to work. A little while later, got married, got my little family going, and I'm out there doing what I thought was the best I could. But about age 25, I'm starting to struggle. I've purchased a little more than I can conveniently pay for on time. And the creditors are starting to call saying, hey, you told us the check was in the mail. What's the deal? And I'm getting embarrassed by that. I'm also embarrassed, big mouth me, with all the fancy promises I made to get married. I'm way behind on those promises. And I'm getting discouraged, wondering what to do. And I thought, well, maybe I should go back to school, right? 1 year of college. Pretty short on an application. But, you know, tough to go back to school, right? Especially when you got your family going. Time to stay is when you're there. So I discounted that. I thought, well, if I, you know, had my own business, that would be the way to go. But, you know, I'm short on money. Too much month at the end of the money. If you've ever been there, that's where I was, age 25. So I had to discount that, and I'm discouraged, wondering, where do I go from here? And then the miracle happened for me. Good fortune came my way. And who can explain good fortune? I don't know. Remarkable things that happen to you at a particular time. Sometimes it's just unexplainable how those things happen. One of my friends says, well, hey, things don't just happen. Things happen just. Another good note for your notes. Things don't just happen. Things happen just. And maybe that's it. I don't know. I'm an amateur on life, I guess like most of us are, trying to figure it out, how to make it valuable. But I was ready. And my good fortune was, at age 25, I met a very wealthy man. His name was Mr. Schoaf, Mr. Earl Schoaf. A friend of mine had gone to work for him, and he started telling me about this man. He said, "You got to meet this man I've gone to work for. He's wealthy, but he's easy to talk to. And he's got a unique philosophy of life." And the more he kept talking about this man, I thought, well, I've got to meet this man. So sure enough, shortly after that, I had a chance to meet this remarkable wealthy man, and I was impressed. He was wealthy. Sure enough, he was easy to talk to. I was so intrigued, within a few minutes, I said to myself, if I could be like him, farm boy from Idaho, if I could be like him, I'd give anything. And then I thought, if I could just get around somebody like him, and if he would teach me what to do, I would be willing to learn. I'm coachable. And that was my good fortune. A few months later, this wealthy man that I met, Mr. Schoaf, took a liking to me, hired me, gave me a job. I went to work for him. And I spent the next 5 years in his employ. And then, unfortunately, he died at the end of that period, at age 49. His last 5 years, but the first 5 years of my new life, I got to spend with this remarkable man, and my dream came true. He coached me, he taught me. He taught me the books to read. He taught me the disciplines. He taught me the changes to make in my language and personality. And the things he shared with me during that 5 years literally changed my life, turned my life around, changed my income, changed my bank account, changed my future, changed everything. I've never been the same since that unique experience. And I wish he was still alive today, Mr. Schoaf. I'm sure if he was alive today, especially after this seminar, Idaho Farm Boy makes it to Dallas-Fort Worth, full house, standing room only. Pretty awesome, I'm sure. If he was alive, I'd be calling him today saying, "You won't believe what's happening to me. I've had a chance now to share with other people what you shared with me." But anyway, how I got here. 30 plus years ago, I was living in Beverly Hills, California. And one day a friend of mine, businessman friend, said, "Jim, I'd like to have you come and share your story with my service club that I belong to, the Rotary Club." He said, "I know your story, Idaho Farm Boy makes it to Beverly Hills." But he said, "I think my club members would love to hear your story." He said, "If I arranged one of our breakfast meetings, would you come tell your story? Just share a few thoughts." I said, "Okay." So I agreed to go give this breakfast talk. And guess what? They liked it. And my telephone rang. I got another call saying, "We heard you've given your story and shared some ideas. Would you come talk to our club? First thing I know, I'm starting to devote a piece of my business time to giving these talks. And then one day, a businessman who'd heard my talk, I think 2 or 3 times, approached me and said, "Would you come and share that story and some thoughts with my management and salespeople?" I said, "I got this little company going." And he said, "If you'd come tell your story to my organization," he said, "I'd be happy to pay you." And I thought, wow, wouldn't that be something? So I agreed to go do it, and I got paid. Little did I know, another fortune was waiting for me to translate my ideas into talks and speeches and seminars. Now I've written some books. It's on cassette tape. Now I get to travel around the world. Last year I was in Japan, Spain, Mexico, Australia, New Zealand, France, Germany, Canada, and now Dallas-Fort Worth. So. Idaho Farm Boy gets to travel around the world and share his story, and here I am today. Anyway, it's almost too much for me to comprehend. From where I started, raised in obscurity, in a little small farm community, and now to be here today is pretty awesome for me. So anyway, that's just a little bit about my story.
All right, guys. Welcome. to Mornings with Nano YouTube edition. I am so blessed and very grateful to be on this call with all of you guys. First off, I want to just say thank you so much for taking the time to hop on today's call, guys. I know that you guys can be doing anything else right now, but the fact that you guys still jump on Mornings with Nano and pour into yourselves and get the information that is needed in order for you to take yourself to the next level, that's what life is all about. It's about preparing yourself. It's about helping yourself elevate in ways that most people don't. And, you come here to get ideas that can help you elevate your lifestyle. You come here to get ideas that'll help you become a better version of yourself. And, that's what I'm all grateful for, guys. So I want to say thank you for, taking the time to hop on this call. Let me just see the chat right here. Grand Rising, big smiles. Yes. Okay, let me just put right here. There we go. Amazing. So grateful for all of you guys. I know that, we want to make sure that everybody is elevating their lifestyle. Want to make sure that everybody's growing, everybody's doing what's required. And this is what life is all about, guys. I am so blessed and grateful to have a family like you guys that, show up every day and want to see yourselves grow and want to see yourselves elevate. And at the end of the day, that's something that you can't take away from anybody. So I'm blessed and grateful. Let's get this call started with some gratitude right away. What is one thing that you guys are grateful for on this beautiful Thursday morning? I know I am grateful for God. I am grateful for my health. I am grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my mother, my dad, my little brother, my goddaughters, and my godson. I'm extremely grateful for my girlfriend, Katie. I'm grateful for my team and the leaders within my organization. I'm grateful for the roof over my head. I'm grateful for the whole Mornings with Nano community. I'm grateful for my business and all the amazing things that are coming, all the things that we are confirming and just putting in place for the Mornings with Nano family. I'm extremely grateful for all of you guys. Thank you guys so much for all your love and support and just everything that's happening with this family in general. I am forever grateful. I'm grateful for God's grace in my life. I'm grateful for my sis Jasmine and everything that she's doing for the Mornings with Nano family behind closed doors. She's putting a lot of work in, and I could not be more grateful for her. I'm grateful for, my phone and my business and my e-commerce store. As a matter of fact, guys, just to show you guys something and a little accomplishment, okay, my e-commerce store this month, okay, look at this. I had my first $4,000 month with e-commerce, man. Remember, guys, when I started this a few months ago and I had nothing and I knew nothing about e-commerce, and now I'm having $4,000 months from my e-commerce store, which is absolutely amazing when you actually think about it, because it just started as something, as an idea, and then that idea turned into that idea then turned into form, and then now it's creating results for it, and that's what I say to people. It's like, yo, sometimes you just got to take action. I'm grateful for my flourishing business. Yes, Iman, I love that one. Yes, I have a Shopify store, and I started that just the other day, guys, to end 2022. And I just started as like, let me see what it's about. Let me see if I can make it happen. And, I remember my first month, I think I made like $1,000. Second month, I made 2,000. Now I'm at 4,000. So the way that I'm moving, sheesh, is looking really good, guys. So just wanted to share that with you guys. More and more blessings for all of us. And I'm really looking forward to this call today, family. So thank you guys so much for hopping on. All right. So today we're going to talk about the art of emotional intelligence. All right. There's an art behind it, and I really wanted to talk about it because, as you guys know, emotional intelligence is something that is very important for us to grow and for us to elevate. Okay. As you guys know, and it's actually been said that, EQ is more important than IQ, which means that, having emotional intelligence is more important than what you know in all reality. Okay, because emotional intelligence in business overall is incredible, guys. Like, it's really incredible what can happen for you guys if you guys understand how emotional intelligence works. Okay, so I want to give you guys a little bit of an emotional intelligence training. I know it's the beginning of the year, and I want you guys to really understand how to manage your emotions going into 2023, because I know this is a training that I do maybe like once, mostly twice a year, just to kind of like refresh it. Even for me, I need the refreshment of emotional intelligence because of the importance of it. Because like I said, EQ is more important than IQ. IQ is what you know, your knowledge. All right. But EQ is your emotional intelligence. All right. And this is so important because remember, we have a choice when things happen. We have a choice to either react, or we have a choice to respond when situations happen. So I want to teach you guys how you can become the best at responding when it comes to situations in life, because guess what? We have situations that happen on a day-to-day basis. Our emotions are with us from the moment that we wake up to the moment that we fall asleep. Like, if you learn how to master your emotions and you actually understand emotional intelligence, this can actually shift your life and really put you in a position to change and elevate. Like, it can really put you in a position to change your whole entire life. Like, there's so many people that had better emotional intelligence, they would be a lot further in life. They would be a lot more successful in business. They will be a lot better business owners and traders and investors if they were better at emotional intelligence. If you guys have better emotional intelligence, you guys will be better fathers, better mothers, better girlfriends, better boyfriends. Like, emotional intelligence is everywhere. It's everywhere. We're gonna be able to need this for everything. Like, I promise you guys, it's something that is so important. So, we got to know that we have the right attitude and that we understand how important emotional intelligence is, because, you're going to come into a lot of situations in life and in this journey and just in general, that your emotional intelligence is going to be tested, and you got to understand how to manage yourself. You got to really understand what's required. You got to know the levels of it. You got to be aware of what's going on around you. You got to understand the difference between reacting to a situation and responding to a situation, knowing when you're reacting, knowing how to stop yourself, and knowing, like, there's just so much when it comes to this. And to be honest, I'm not the most perfect at emotional intelligence. I've gotten a lot better with it. Okay. But it's still something that I'm working on. Also, like, emotional intelligence helps you with manifesting your goals. You got to understand that, becoming aware of your feelings. All right. Remember, we always talk about the feeling is the secret to manifest the things that you want in life. So if you don't understand how to manage your feelings when it comes to your emotional intelligence and how to shift, you can easily be, distracted and go down the wrong path that won't help you become successful, guys. So it's very, very important that you guys understand that emotional intelligence is going to be used for everything in our lives. It's going to be used for our families. It's going to be used for our businesses. It's going to be used for our bodies. It's going to be used for, our relationships, with everything, guys. It's going to be used in every part of our lives. Now, there's actually 4 levels to emotional intelligence, though. Okay. And I'm going to break them down for you, and I'm going to help you guys understand each one and how you can leverage each one and understand each one. All right. So if you guys are ready for this training, put a 4 in the chat box if you guys are ready for this. Now, like I said, guys, emotional intelligence is one of the most important things that we can all learn. Guaranteed. Guaranteed, one of the most important things that you can learn is emotional intelligence. All right. So put a 4 in the chat box if you guys are ready for this training, because I'm going to go over, the 4 levels of emotional intelligence and break them down and help you guys understand them on a deeper level than you guys already do, because I really do want to see you guys elevate. And I really do want to see you guys, manage your emotions a lot better in 2023, so that way you guys can elevate to new levels. All right. So level 1 of emotional intelligence is self-awareness. Okay. Write this down. The first level of emotional intelligence is self-awareness. All right. Self-awareness is also known as emotional awareness. All right. Now, what is the definition of this? All right. The definition of this is the ability to know yourself and understand your feelings. All right. Write this down. That is the definition of self-awareness. Self-awareness or emotional self-awareness, either or. Okay, is the ability to know yourself and understand your feeling. Okay, now this is so important, because if you can't understand yourself, you're never going to be able to understand others. You have to know yourself. You got to understand yourself. So you got to understand what's causing you to feel the way that you're feeling. All right, what's causing you to feel the way that you're currently feeling right now. So you got to ask yourself this question: how do I feel today? And don't give me the Don't give me the BS answer. Oh, no, I'm feeling good. No, how are you really feeling today? Not the when somebody asks you, hey, bro, how are you? Hey, sis, how are you? Oh, yeah, I'm doing good. That's not the answer I'm looking for. I'm looking for the real answer. The real answer. How are you really feeling today? And what's causing you to feel that way? Okay. What is causing you to feel that way? This is important for all of us to understand. Okay. Because remember, we can't lie to ourselves if we want to understand ourselves. I know it's so easy for us to be like, hey, how are you? And for us to be like, yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing blessed and highly favored. But deep down inside, you know right now that you may not be blessed and highly favored. Maybe right now, you may not be feeling good. So you have to be honest with yourself. So if you are feeling amazing and if you are feeling like $1 million, amazing. But what is it that's causing you to feel like $1 million? Is it the fact that, everything has been working in your favor? Is it the fact that, you finally made a big sale in your business? Is it the fact that you had a great trading day? All right. Carmela, right? Emotionally drained. I just lost my father. I am so sorry to hear that, sis. Okay, my prayers and my condolences go out to you and your family. I pray for a healing heart for you, and I pray that God is with you during these times. Let's send some love. Let's put some hearts in the chat box for my sis Camilla. All right. So, I'm overwhelmed. My mother-in-law is making me feel like I'm not a good parent. You see, you guys are being honest. I love the honesty. I love the vulnerability. This is the kind of things that you have to be honest with yourself with, okay? You got to really understand yourself and understand this on a deep level. And remember, guys, it's okay to be vulnerable, all right? It is okay to be vulnerable. There's nothing wrong with you expressing how you feel, all right? Never feel bad for expressing how you feel, because remember, this is a safe place here on Mornings with Nano for all of you guys to express how you feel. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you expressing yourself. One of the things that I've worked on a lot more is being more vulnerable. All right. I want to be more vulnerable. I'm more vulnerable, with the way that I feel, with the way that I share my emotions. I feel better now, instead of, keeping them within and, just honing them in and keeping these emotions in. I love to release my feelings. All right. And I do it with only people that I trust, so I only do this with very specific people. I don't just share my feelings with everybody. Okay. I share this with people that I know that it's going to be okay for me to share them with. And in reality, I only really share them with Katie, if I'm honest with you guys. She's the only person that I really trust enough to really share that with her, where she can kind of, receive them and, kind of give me the best guidance and just the wisdom that I need at that time to let that go. But you could find that person that you really trust to share your feelings with and be emotional. Okay. But it's important that we all understand this. So remember, the self-awareness is the ability to know yourself and understand your feelings. Okay, so you got to understand what's causing you to feel the way that you're feeling. All right. If you're feeling happy, if you're feeling grateful, and if you're feeling successful, the question is, how can we amplify those feelings? So you see, there's a difference, right? You got to understand this, guys. This is so key. So if you're feeling happy, you're feeling blessed, you're feeling grateful, the question should be, how can we amplify those feelings, right? Earlier today in the chat, Berta said, I'm feeling like $1 million. All right. So how can we amplify that feeling right there? How can we make you feel like $2 million? How can we make you feel like $10 million? Right? That's what we got to do. All right. But if you're feeling stressed, depressed, we got to find out why you're feeling that way. Okay. And we have to start to take steps to change that. So there's a difference. There's a difference. Right? So if you're feeling blessed, you're feeling aligned, you're feeling good, everything is vibrating in your favor, how can we amplify that? How can we make more of those feelings come? All right. Now, if you're feeling sad, you're feeling down, you're feeling depressed, and things are not going your way right now. Now, how can we make a change? How can we make a pivot? And I don't want to put no pressure on Camilla. I know that she just lost her father, so she has to feel those feelings. A lot of this training you know, is it's not necessarily directed towards her, because obviously no matter what, the hurt is unbearable. You know, it's tough to lose a family member. I can't even imagine what that actually feels like. But for some of us that are in business and we haven't had something tragic like that happen to us in our lives, we got to understand why we're feeling the way that we're feeling. Obviously, she feels the way that she's feeling because she just lost somebody very close to her and her family. So that's the reason why. And we have to let her have that healing moment. And it's not no pressure to her. But for some of us that haven't had, you know, something tragic to us happen in our lives, you got to understand why you feel the way that you feel, why you feel sad, why you feel down, why you feel the way that you feel, because you got to understand this stuff. Okay, remember, guys, awareness isn't just about feeling it. It has to do with understanding your strengths and your weaknesses. So I'm going to repeat that again. Awareness isn't just about feeling it. It has to do also as well with understanding and understanding the strengths and the weaknesses that, you know, you're going through. You got to really get it. You know, this is so important for all of us to know this, guys. Remember, self-awareness is incredible. You know, you have to know yourself, because if you think about it, if the feeling is the secret for you to be successful, every single one of us needs to be in alignment with our emotion, because like we always say, the goals that we want, right? The good thing is that, thank God, I have the whiteboard here. This is what I love to do this, right? So look at the whiteboard, right? We have our goal. All right, let's use the goal as an example. I'm gonna put a circle around it. All right. Now, guys, what emotions are we gonna feel when we accomplish our goal? Let me know in the chat box. All right. What emotions are we going to feel when we accomplish our goal? Whether your goal is to quit your job, whether your goal is to make $10,000 in a month, whether your goal is to have a successful trading day, whether your goal is what like, how are you going to feel? Describe it in one word. What would be the emotions that you feel when you accomplish your goal? Let me know in the chat box. Okay. So look at this. I'm seeing the chat right here. All right, let me see the emotions that I'm getting. Okay. I'm getting amazing. Let me move this over here so I can see the whiteboard as well. Okay, give me 1 sec, guys. There we go. Here we go. Okay, so we said we would feel amazing. We would feel blessed, complete, happy, fulfilled. I'm only going to do a few because it's a lot. Elevated, grateful, accomplished, and I'll do 2 more. Let me see if I like ecstatic. Let me see. I love exuberance as well. That's a good. Euphoric. Love that one, Holly. Right? We'll keep it right there, right? These are just a few. These are a lot too, by the way. But as you can see, these are all high vibrational, okay, emotions. All right. These are all high vibrational emotion. Okay. You're going to feel happy, appreciative, blessed, complete, all of it. Right. Now, like I showed you guys earlier this week, last time we were on this call, we also talked about the emotional guidance scale. Okay. And as you can see, you know, a lot of the emotions that you guys, just wrote down in the chat box, a lot of them are in the upward spiral. All right. So as you can see, you know, a lot of us said we're going to feel joy. Joy is, and if you said happy, ecstatic, anything, that's joy. You know, knowledge, empowerment, freedom, love, appreciation, right? These are the highest vibrations that you can feel. Okay, these are going to be the highest vibrations that we're going to feel. Passion is number 2. That has to do with love, right? A lot of you guys talked about feeling love, feeling aligned, feeling surreal, you know, unstoppable. okay, enthusiasm. These are all positive expectation, belief. The like 1 through 4, you know, that's a lot of what we just talked about. So, you know, if you think about it, okay, if we go back to the whiteboard, all right, if we're going to feel these emotions, all right, when we accomplish our goals, and since the feeling, right, is the secret, then what it means is, guys, in order for us to accomplish our goals, in order for us to be in alignment with our goals, we need to be feeling this way every day. We need to find a way to feel like this right here. We need to find a way every day on how we're going to feel amazing, how we're going to feel blessed, complete, happy, fulfilled, elevated, grateful, accomplished, ecstatic, euphoric. What are we going to do on a day-to-day basis to get ourselves to feel this way? Because at the end of the day, this is how we're going to accomplish our goals. Because you got to think about it, right? If we're feeling any other feelings than that, then the opposite of that would be sad, depressed, frustrated, okay, lonely, okay. What are some other low vibrational feelings? Anger, okay. You know, you start to feel these things and it's like, you know, you don't want that. Insecurities, hate, worry. These are all things that, you know, these are all feelings you don't want to feel, right? Worry, hate, blame. So what you guys got to understand, guys, and this is something that a lot of people sometimes tend to miss, and I want you guys to really, you know, resentful, all these words, scared, fear, right? And I love what J. Miles said, right? Your emotions are your guidance system, okay? So you got to think about it like this, guys. This is so important. If you can understand this, your whole life will change. Right? Like, and I know that sounds crazy for me to say, but your whole life will change if you can understand this right here, right? Fear, obviously, okay? Because you got to think about it. If your emotions are your guidance system, right? Write this down. If your emotions are your guidance systems, they're going to guide you to where you want to go or where you don't want to go. It's a double-edged sword. Remember, guys, this is a double-edged sword. Your emotions are always going to guide you in the direction that you're going. Your emotions are your guidance system. They're going to take you to where you want to go or where you don't want to go. Because remember, if you're feeling this way, this is where you want to go. All right. But if you're feeling this way, you're focused on where you don't want to go. All right. That's how it works. Because think about it. If I'm happy, if I'm blessed, if I'm excited, if I'm fulfilled, if I'm elevated, if I'm feeling grateful, it's because I am focused on where I want to go. I am happy that I'm moving in the direction that I want to go. I know that everything is working in my favor. I am so happy. I am so blessed. I'm focused on where I want to go, and I am blessed and grateful for where I am as well. Okay, so it's not always about focusing on where we want to go, but it's also being grateful of where you are right now. Okay, but if you're sad, you're depressed, you're frustrated, you're lonely, you have anger, you have hate, your fear, where that means that you're obviously focused on where you don't want to go. You're focused on your lack of money. You're focused on the things that are happening in your life, the news, this, that. So wherever you focus, right, wherever energy goes, energy flows. Where focus goes, energy flows. So you got to remember this. If you're feeling this way, okay, just so that you guys get this, all right? If you're feeling anytime like this, okay, then this is going to direct you in the direction that you don't want to go, right? You're going to lead to this right here. And then when you lead to this, what is this going to lead to, right? Negative circumstances. Negative circumstances, people, and situations. All right, that's what this is going to lead to right here, guys. Negative circumstances, people, and situations that are going to start to amplify these feelings even more. So if you're feeling sad, depressed, frustrated, lonely, anger, all of this, you're going to attract situations that are going to continue to allow you to feel this way again and again and again. That's why sometimes, you ever been in those moments where you almost feel like you can't catch a break, where everything is just going against you and it's one after the other, and you're like, damn, man, like today is really not my day. It's really been a, bad month for me. It's because of the way that you've been feeling. So the way that you've been feeling has been guiding you in a path that is going to do what? It's going to continue to make you feel that way because of the emotions. Okay. And this is where a lot of people lack self-awareness, right? This is where you got to have your self-awareness. What did we say self-awareness was? We said self-awareness is the ability to know yourself and understand your feelings. Okay. You got to understand this. You have to understand this, guys. This is why so many people are stuck. So many people have not been able to get themselves out of the situations that they're in, is because they don't understand their emotions and how big of a part it's playing in their lives right now. Like I promise you guys, once I understood this, my life changed. Because I understood my emotions. And I understood that I'm in control of my emotions. Remember, guys, no outside circumstance can have control over you unless you allow it. So I never want to hear anybody say, well, Nano, you're not going through what I go through. You're not dealing with this. You're not dealing with that. Of course not. I may not be going through the same things that you're going through. But what I do know is that you can manage and you can control what you allow to affect you. And you can also reject what you don't want to affect you. So this is so important that you understand, because we all go through the same things in life. I want you guys to write this down. All right. It's not what happens to you that determines your future. It's what you do about what happens to you that determines your future. I'm going to repeat that again. It's not what happens to you that determines your future. It's what you do about what happens that will determine your future. All right. So what happens to everybody. Everybody's going through something. Everybody's going through problems. Everybody's dealing with some kind of issue right now. So it's not about what happens, because what happens to all of us. It's what we do about what happens that is going to determine our future. So if you're feeling feelings that are not benefiting you, remember, if you're feeling these feelings down here, you're not in alignment with your goals. Because look at what we just said. We just said that in order for us to accomplish our goals, we got to feel this way right here. All right? I'm going to put a heart around it. I'm going to put a heart next to it. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put stars. Stars. To represent this is what we want, right? Right? This right here, okay, this is what we don't want. We don't want this right here. We definitely don't want this right here. Okay, because these feelings don't align with what we want. They can't. It doesn't matter how much work you put in. If you're feeling this way, you'll never get it. You have to find a way, guys, in order for you to get yourself in these feelings and keep these feelings over a long period of time. And that's the difficult part. The difficult part is not to, get yourself to feel blessed, fulfilled, and happy and elevated and ecstatic. That's not the difficult part. I can get you guys on this call right now, and you're probably happy that I'm doing this call, and you're probably grateful on this call. But can you feel like this throughout the day? Can you feel like this tomorrow when you wake up? Can you feel like this over the weekend? Can you feel like this all of February, all of March, all of April, all of May, all of June, all of July? And can you continue to feel this way even when things aren't going in your favor? That is the key right there, guys. That's the key. If something was to happen to you today, you were to get into a car accident, God forbid, as a matter of fact, I don't even want to put that out there. Sorry, I don't even want to put that out there. But let's say something was to happen today, a situation that happened today. Can you still feel good and still feel happy and still feel blessed even though it happened? Let's say you lost a trade or you made a bad investment, or somebody left your team, can you still feel good about it? Can you still find a way to keep good feelings even though? That's the key. That is really, really the key. Can you find a way to feel good even when things are going against you? That is the key to this whole entire thing. This is what's changing me. I found ways to feel gratitude when things were going against me. I found ways to feel blessed when things were going against me. Because if you think about it, the fact that I'm going through something is a blessing, because guess what? God is testing me so that I can grow, so that I can elevate, so that I can become better. So why would I feel sad? Why would I feel depressed? Why would I feel anger and fear and blame when God is blessing me with a challenge so I can grow? So it's about understanding, like I said, it's knowing yourself and understanding your feelings. Before, when things would happen to me and when I would go through things, I would allow myself to be sad and down, but no. Safe travels, Jasmine. Love you, sis. So we got to understand that, like, okay, this happened. How can I find a way to be grateful for it? Right? And remember, guys, it takes time. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It does take time. It's not going to happen overnight, right? I can't tell you guys that, I learned this today and tomorrow I had it perfectly. No, it took time. You know how hard it is for you to be broke and still feel grateful? You know how hard it is for you to have people leave your business and still find a way to be happy and accomplished? You know what I'm saying? It's hard to learn that. Okay, but I understood that the only way I was going to get what I want was by elevating my emotions and keeping my emotions at all times. This is what I was explaining this to my leaders when we were in Miami, right? We did a little game plan right before they left, right? And what I talked to them about, I was like, bro, that I told them, yo, your main focus, right? When we left the Break the Code event, I was like, you can ask them and they'll tell you guys in the chat box. I told them, yo, your main focus right now is not to go back home and hit a goal or something like that. Your main focus right now should be, how are you going to protect this vibration that you are on? Because you got to think about it. What happens when you go to events, right? When you go to events, right, your emotions are, right, they are amplified, right? Think about it. You spent the whole week with, millionaires, listening to people. They transfer. Remember, it's a transfer of energy. So we were learning from Ed Milet, Grant Cardone. Oops, what happened to my arrow there? Right, we were learning from all these people. We were in high vibrational environments. We were eating good food. We were talking to high vibrational people. Everybody was happy. Everybody was excited. So when you leave that event, your energy is through the roof, right? You feel good, right? You're feeling, like I said, you're feeling blessed. You're feeling elevated. All right. You're feeling amazing. You're feeling happy, so on and so forth, right? What I told them was, I'm like, yo, your goal shouldn't be to go back home and get an enrollment. Your goal is to go back home and find ways to protect this vibration. This vibration, these feelings is the most valuable thing that you have. This is more valuable than your house. This is more valuable than anything you have right now, is your emotions. Because what tends to happen is people go back home and then look what happens. Boom, situation happens, they lost it. So they lose the vibration, and then what tends to happen is it's so hard because it's easier to lose it than it is to gain it. Because then now you lose the vibration, and then you know what happens? This happens, right? Then you try to raise it back up. Why does that keep doing that? Right? And then you try to raise it back up. And then next thing you know, you're stuck in this cycle where you're just trying to find a way to get your vibration back up there. But it's so hard to get it back up there because no longer are you in an environment with millionaires. So it's hard to get back to this vibration when, you haven't got it there. So what I always tell people is, okay, you get it. Your goal is to keep this vibration long enough Hold it, 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 as long as you can, regardless of the situations and the circumstances and the people that come into your life. You don't want this to happen. This right here, this is not what you want to happen. This is not what you want to happen right here. This is what you want to happen. You want to keep that vibration long enough. And it's harder because now you go back home. Now you go home to your problems, to your situations. You go back to your environment. You go back to the people. You go back to everything. And then it's a lot harder. It's not as easy. Like, yeah, you got to milk it. Yep, there you go. You got to milk it. Got to milk it. You got to get the best out of it. Like, sheesh. So, guys, this is what it takes. And that's number one. Like, I'm already so behind on this training. Okay. But going back to it, all right, when it goes to the art of emotional intelligence, when we go to the art of emotional intelligence, right, we said number one was self-awareness. All right. It's understanding yourself. All right. What's number two now? So I can start running through this. All right. Number two is self-management. Number two is self-management. All right. Now, what is self-management, right? Self-management is managing the thoughts you're having on a day-to-day basis. You got to manage your thoughts because remember, guys, your thoughts is what determines your emotions. Your thoughts determine your emotions. Now, how do we manage our thoughts? How do you manage your thoughts? Would you say the same thing in terms of people coming back from vacations? Yes, Ricardo, absolutely. When I come back from vacation, I'm feeling amazing, man. I just came back from vacation. I feel rejuvenated. I feel happy. You know, it's amazing stuff. Right? Now, how do you manage your emotions? This is why, again, and I'm going to always be hard on you guys about this. This is why the morning routine is so important, guys. So important. It's one of the most important things. Your morning routine is pivotal to your success. Pivotal. So important, guys. It's everything. Because it's going to help you manage your thoughts for the day a lot better. It's going to help you manage your thoughts for the day a lot better. Your thoughts are going to be a lot more clear. Your thoughts are going to be a lot more intentional. But if you're just waking up, grabbing your phone, getting on Instagram and doing nothing, it's going to be hard for you, fam. It's going to be, that's why some people are so emotional throughout the day. You have no self-management. Your thoughts are all over the place. Of course, you're going to be emotional. You wonder why you're emotional? It's because of that. That's why, because you're not managing your thoughts. Your thoughts is what makes you emotional. If you say that you're an emotional person, it's because you don't manage your thoughts enough. Your thoughts control your emotions. So what you're thinking is what's going to determine how you feel. All right. And if you're not controlling your self-management, if you're not taking yourself serious in the mornings and managing what's going in and out of your mind, guess what? That's why you're so emotional throughout the day. That's why you worry so much. That's why things are not going the way that you want them to. That's why you're always in arguments with your significant other, because you are not managing your thoughts correctly. There's no management. You have no routine. Your thoughts are all over the place. You see what I'm saying? You're not reading. You're not journaling. You're not listening to audios. You're not going to events. You're not having calls with your mentor. So now guess what? That's why you're so emotional throughout the day. That's why you feel sad. If you were waking up every day and doing your morning routine, how could you be sad? Because you can't be sad. You worked on yourself. You can't be sad if you worked on yourself. You can't be unhappy if you visualize for 15, 20 minutes about you living the life of your dreams. You know what I'm saying? You sat down and you wrote down the things that you're grateful for and why you're grateful for them, and you wrote down your goals. You learned something valuable today that you're going to be able to apply to your business. You did meditation so your mind is clean of all the things that you did. You forgave yourself. You forgave others. How could you feel bad? How could you be at a low vibration? You worked on your body. You feel good about yourself. You went to the gym. How could you feel bad about yourself? You had a good, healthy meal. You had a plant-based meal to start your day. How could you feel bad about yourself? How? You can't. Even if you wanted to, you can't. Think about that. You did your meditation, you did your journaling, you did your reading, you did your audio, you worked out, you ate a healthy meal. How could you feel bad after doing all of that? You did your affirmations, you did your mirror work. How could you feel bad? Impossible. You know why? Because you took the time to manage yourself in the morning. This is what it's about, guys. If you're not managing your thoughts, you are going to lose yourself in the sauce, fam. I guarantee you it. I've seen it so many times. I've seen so many people lose themselves because of this. I've seen so many people lose themselves because they don't take their management serious. We're 26 days into the new year. Out of the 26 days, how many days have you actually done a full routine for yourself? A full morning routine for yourself? Be honest with yourself. How many days out of the 26 days this year have you done a full morning routine? And then you're wondering why you're emotional. Then you're wondering why things you feel all over the place. I always tell people, yo, if it wasn't for my morning routine, I wouldn't be in the position that I'm in today. There's no chance. There's absolutely no way I would be in the position that I am today if I didn't have a morning and a night routine. No chance. Outside of God, my morning routine and my night routine have been the thing that changed my life. Truth be told. Truth be told. If it wasn't for those two things, I wouldn't be in the position that I am today, guys. Honestly. So why aren't you guys taking this more serious? You're going to go through another year of not being intentional and not being real with yourself and just living like, we can't continue to do this, bro. You have to change you. You have to change you. And I'm not going to say that, oh, women got to work on this more than men. Nah, bro, because we all emotional. We're all emotional. Can women be a little bit more emotional than men? Yeah, whatever. But I've met men that are actually more emotional than women. So it's like yin and yang. We both are emotional. But it's about, are we managing the way that we do things? Are we truly managing it? All right. It's very, very important that you guys do know this. All right. I'm a low-key emotional person myself sometimes. I express myself through emotions. I have a good way to control myself, but there's times that it's hard for me to control it. I'm not on this call telling you guys that I'm perfect and I have the best emotional intelligence in the world. Trust me, I don't. But I have improved a lot. I've improved a lot. A lot of men are fighting internal battles. Absolutely, Ricardo. Trust me, I believe you, bro. I fought a lot of internal battles. And the problem with men is that men don't like to express themselves, because if you express yourself, then you're looked at as, oh, this guy is soft. This guy is this. But at the end of the day, bro, that stuff is, I started to realize that those are all limiting beliefs, bro. It's perfect to express yourself. It's okay to express yourself. You know what? Vulnerability is strength. Hiding it is weakness. Think about that. Vulnerability is strength. Hiding it is being weak. Because hiding it is the easy thing to do. Expressing yourself is the hard thing to do. You realize that? And what do we always say? You got to do what's hard now so life could be easy later. But if you do what's easy now, life will always be hard later. So if you keep everything to yourself, then guess what? It's going to be harder for you because, like we say, you can't heal what you hide, and you can't fix what you face to confront. So you can't hide it. You got to be willing to speak about it and not be scared about it. So key, what I'm explaining to you guys. All right. So when it comes to self-management, all right, you have to become aware of these thoughts, guys, because remember, this is what they say. On a day-to-day basis, we have anywhere from 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day. And because of the way we grew up, all right, because of our environment, all right, about 70% of those thoughts are self-inflicting. So think about that. And we have 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day, and 70% of those thoughts are self-inflicting, which means they're negative, they're hurting us, they're not helping us grow. They're negative. We got to change it. Because even if you're not doing nothing, like think about it. If you wake up and you do no morning routine and you don't work on yourself, then 70% of the thoughts that you had throughout the day were negative, because that's how we're naturally programmed. Why do you think so many people fail? Why do you think 90% of the world is broke and doesn't have money? You ever wonder that stuff? Guys, we've been programmed to think this way. It's a collective consciousness. It's a collective consciousness. We're all programmed to think the same way. We're all programmed to watch the same TV shows. We're all programmed through our social media. We're all programmed through everything that is happening, every situation in our lives. It's all a collective consciousness. If you guys understood this on the level that I understand it, you guys would be mind blown. You guys would really be mind blown if you guys understood this on the level that I understand it. Because it gets deeper than what you guys think. There's something called a collective consciousness, which means that 90% of people, 90+% of people, their consciousness is all collected in one hub, and they all think the same, have the same habits, have the same thoughts, have the same emotions, everything. You got to think about it. Look around you. Just look around real quick. Think about it for real. Walk outside. There's a collective consciousness of the way people are thinking, the way people are moving, the way people are feeling, the actions that they're taking, the results that they're getting. 70+% of people are working check to check. How does that make sense? It's a collective consciousness. They all think the same. They all have the same thinking patterns. If you're on this call, no disrespect. If you're on this call, no disrespect to you, and you're living check to check, you're a part of that collective consciousness right now. The good thing is that you're aware now, and you know that you're in there, and you know that you have to break out of that. But if you're on this call and you have those similar habits as everybody else, you are a part of that collective consciousness of the 90+% of the world that thinks the same, reacts the same, has the same emotions, takes the same amount of actions, and is getting the same results. It's the truth. It's no disrespect. It's the truth. The truth will set you free. You got to learn how to break out of that and think different. You got to think like the 1% consciousness. How do the 1%ers think? At what time do the 1%ers wake up? What actions are the 1%ers taking? What things are the 1%ers taking? That's why I love the Break the Code event. Right? That's why I love to Break the Code event, because it made me realize that we were on the right vibration. When I started this journey, before I was doing a morning routine, I was a part of that collective consciousness. I was thinking like everybody else. I was acting like everybody else. I had the same habits as everybody else. I was a procrastinator. I never started I never finished what I started. All right. I love to wake up late. I thought the weekends were a time for me to get lit and have fun. My mindset was all over the place. I had the same exact habits, I used to talk the same. Yeah, bro, I'm broke. I got no money, man, whatever this. But then I had to change. And I had to change the collective consciousness, and I had to create my own consciousness. So this is so important. All right. Now, so we can wrap it up here. Let me just do 3 and 4 really quick, because, man, I could literally do a training on each and every single one of these. Okay. All right. The next one is social awareness. This one is very important. What is social awareness? Social awareness, all right, is understanding and acknowledging others' emotion. All right. Social awareness is understanding and acknowledging others' emotions. And this is great when it comes to business, when it comes to being in a relationship, when it comes to your kids, when it comes to your family, when it comes to all of it. Right? You got to have awareness when it comes to other people. You got to know, how other people feel. You got to know how to make other people happy. You got to know how to fulfill other people's love languages. This is so important. But also what's important about, acknowledging, what's important about also acknowledging and understanding people's emotions is also being a great listener, right? Sometimes people just need somebody to listen to, somebody that can listen to them. Sometimes people just need to let it out. You got to understand and acknowledge how others feel. So important. Do you know my social awareness is pretty good? Bless you, Nano. You gotta make sure that you're also a great listener and that you're understanding how other people feel, and be able to give people great guidance when they tell you how they feel. This is something that I've had to learn, especially when you're in business with people. You got to understand and acknowledge others' emotions. I understand that, my leaders and people, that are in my business, that I understand how they feel. Thank you, guys. Right? You got to understand how they feel. All right? This is so important. You want me to tell you guys something as to why people say bless you when you sneeze? When you sneeze, your heart stops for 0.1 seconds. So your heart actually stops when you sneeze. So like in a way that you kind of like, I don't know if the right word is say die, but like because your heart stops and you're still alive, that's why people say bless you. That was what I was told. I don't know if that's the truth, but fam, did you just bless yourself? Yes, I did. So you got to bless yourself, man. If nobody's around, I bless myself. You got to love yourself that much to bless yourself. But going back to the training, social awareness is very important, guys, especially when you're in business with people. Okay, you're in business with people, for real, right? Especially when you're in business with people, because you got to understand, guys, that understanding people's emotions is very key. All right. Very, very important. Very, very, very important. All right. And especially, and when this is great as well, when you're in a relationship. If you can understand your significant other, if you can understand your boyfriend, your girlfriend, and you can, or your wife or your husband better, think about it, you can fulfill them a lot better. If you can understand what makes that person happy and give them more of that, that's an amazing trait that you can have as a person. This goes back to the love languages, understanding your person's love language. What makes them happy? What makes them what makes them, excited and jump out of their seat? What is it? And doing more of that is the key. Now, if you understand what also gets them annoyed, guess what? You got to avoid those things. So these are the things that are very, very, very key to understand, especially you know, when you're in that position. All right. And then the last one, so we could wrap up here. Okay. Number 4 is relationship management. Relationship management, okay, it's also very key. All right. A lot of people sometimes tend to forget how important relationship management actually is. Where did my notes go? Right. Because with relationship management, okay, it's being able to influence others and being able to inspire, all right, others by leading by example. Okay. So when it comes to relationship management, all right, this is so important. Right. Why? Because in relationship management, it's about being able to influence others and inspire others with your example. Knowing that, yo, the things that you do, the things that you say is going to inspire and influence the person behind you to do the exact same. Knowing how to manage those emotions is very key. Because your actions will determine what others do. What you feel will determine how others around you feel. You see how that thinks? How you think will determine the people that you attract into your life, which will determine the relationships that you have in your life. You gotta remember that stuff. Some people's relationship management sucks because you're not leading by example. How can you influence somebody by staying home all day and not doing anything? How can you influence somebody if you are not, you know, investing into yourself? How can you inspire people if you don't even do a morning routine? How can you inspire people if you're not putting yourself out there enough? You can't. You really, really can't. So you got to remember this stuff, guys. Relationship management is so important as well, because it's going to come down to the way that you influence and inspire others with your example. Are you waking up and doing a morning routine every day? Are you studying every day? Are you working to quit that job? Are you working to hit that next rank in your business? Are you investing back into yourself? That's the key, right? How many of us are actually a part of MMX, right? $100 a day, right? Next thing you know, right, I'm going to release a bunch of retreats. I can't wait for you guys to hear what's about to happen with everything, with the retreats, with the merch and everything that's coming out. You know, only people a part of MMX will get first dibs. There's only going to be a small amount of spaces available for the retreats. I'm only going to be able to do 30, 40 people per retreat. Those are going to sell out extremely fast. MMX, you get first access to it. So before I release it to the public, I release it to MMX people because they're investing into themselves. That's the investment. $100 a month. Sorry, $100 a month. Sorry, not $100 a day, $100 a month. Which is, if you think about it, it's nothing. $100 a month divided by 30. Let's do it. Divided by 30, it's $3 a day. $3, $4 a day. If you can invest $3 to $4 a day into yourself, then how you ever expect your life to elevate? See what I'm saying? $100 a month, $4 a day, max. $333 a day. That's not money right there. That's really not no money. We spend more than $3 a day and $4 a day on a Starbucks coffee. If you're buying Starbucks a day, that's more than that. What is a Starbucks coffee bringing into your life? You know what I'm saying? What is weed doing for you? What is that drink that you get your every day doing for you? What is the money that you're spending on a day-to-day basis doing for you? Investing into MMX is going to do so much more. You're going to get access to a community. You're going to get access to events. You're going to get access to merch. retreats, networks, so much. That's what this is about. So if you're not a part of MMX, guys, you guys got to start looking to invest back into yourselves. Got to do it. Have to. Got to look at it. And if you guys want to get started with MMX, just reach out to me on the Mornings with Nano page, the Mornings with Nano Instagram. There's so much more coming with it. I've been working. I literally stayed up all night last night working on things for Mornings with Nano for us. The brand, the retreats, man, you guys are in for a treat, bro. You guys are in for an incredible treat as to what's going to happen. Promise you, you guys are going to be mind blown with what we're about to do. Literally mind blown. So I'm excited for you guys. I really, really am. Okay. And I know that this is going to be a life-changing opportunity for so many people. All right. But these are the 4 levels of emotional intelligence. And that's the art of emotional intelligence. It's understanding these 4 things. And like I said, everything always goes back to your morning routine. You got to get your morning routine down. You got to understand it. You got to break it down. And knowing this will change everything for you. All right. And it'll change everything for you. I promise you. So if you guys got value from this, put a 444 in the chat box. If you got value from this, okay, just know that a lot of great things are coming for the Mornings with Nano family. I'm so excited for what's about to happen and everything that we're about to do, honestly. So I look forward to, continue to connect with you guys. We have MMX tomorrow on Friday. Make sure that you guys follow me on Instagram at Long Live Nano. All right. And then at Mornings with Nano. If you guys want to get started with MMX, just reach out to me on the Mornings with Nano Instagram. If you want to get more information on it, we have a recording of, what the Mornings with Nano MMX family does. Remember, I only do this on YouTube twice a week. So Tuesdays and Thursdays. If you want to have access all week and you want to have access to the chats, you want to have access to the inner circle, to the network, to the people, to everything that I have, trust me, it's only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. All right, fam. So I appreciate you guys so much. I love you guys so much. I'm going to do a quick prayer for all of us, and then I'm going to wrap it up right there. Father God, thank you so much for blessing us with this beautiful, abundant Thursday that we get a chance to grow and elevate and learn more about our emotions. We understand the importance of our emotions and the direction that we need to point them in order for us to get to where we want to go to and vibrate at the level that you're vibrating at, which is a happy, appreciated love and just filled with so much freedom and empowerment. And we know that in order for us to get the things that we want, we need to vibrate at the level that you're vibrating, which is a high vibration filled with joy and love and appreciation and gratitude. And that's all we want to feel, Father. So for anyone right now, God, that is not feeling any of those emotions and are feeling feelings of sadness, of depression, of anger, fear, and worry, I pray that you put your hand over those individuals and you heal them of those feelings, and you heal them and give them a better direction of what they need to do moving forward in order for them to change that, because we want our people to elevate. We want our people to vibrate at a high level. And the more people we have vibrating at a high level, the bigger the impact we're going to be able to make in this world, Father. So we promise to continue to be examples, manage ourselves a lot better, understand others' emotions a lot better, and be an example for hundreds and thousands and millions of people all around the world, so we can continue to serve the purpose on this earth of building the kingdom of God, Father. So we love you so much. We appreciate you so much. In God's name we pray. Amen. Have a blessed day, guys. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for hopping on today's call. I am so blessed and grateful that each and every single one of you guys took the time to hop on today's call. I hope you guys got a lot of value from today. But with that being said, I will see you guys tomorrow on another episode. Morning.